Yo, so tonight's episode of SmackDown, I would describe as fresh, brand new feuds, new matchups that we have not seen before. A lot of young talent all across the roster. Like, it's a good mix of young and veteran. I'm not gonna call them old, I'll call them veteran. This is a great direction for SmackDown going forward. Right now, SmackDown is very fun. Let's start off with Gunther and Royce Keys and how we even got to that match. Cody Rhodes comes out, sets up the ring and the contract signing, which at first I was like, does the production crew not know that there was supposed to be a contract signing? But I don't know. I have no idea. But it actually was kind of cool to see the Golden Boy do all the hard work of setting up the ring. He did it pretty fast too. Gunther comes out. He plays himself because he's like, oh, be nice to me. I'll come down and sign your contract, Cody, if you tickle my feet a little bit. That's the type of time that Gunther was on. Royce Keys comes out and says, anybody got time for that, bro? Do you want to sign the contract or not? Because I'll do it. And then Royce Keys just like, bro, I'm going down there. Really appreciate that. Cody was like, he's playing games. If you want to sign a contract, come and sign the contract. Gunther, like a petulant child, runs down and like, no, that's supposed to be my contract. Boy, you was playing around. Aldis, who never seems to have a main event plan, actually was like, this is a good opportunity. Royce Keys versus Gunther tonight in the main event. And boy, was that main event dope. It was one of the most hard-hitting matches that we've seen on SmackDown in quite some time. Them dudes was clotheslining the hell out of each other. It was like clotheslines from hell. It was like JBL clothesline. Well, maybe not. Let me back up a little bit. But it was still like those clotheslines were crazy. Royce Keys was slamming that man, doing the world's strongest slam on the table. Like, I loved how physical this match was. That in particular is a change of pace from SmackDown. SmackDown has a lot of high flyers, a lot of brand new, like I said, young talent who's just running around. You know what I mean? But with this particular match, hard hitting, technical, like slobberknocker type stuff. Why I like this match is because Royce Keys was in it in the first place. Royce Keys was on a lot of the dark matches since Royal Rumble until the time that he actually debuted. I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago. He was in a main event match with a 2-time world champion in Gunther. So it was obvious that they have big plans for him. The next plan for him is actually Solo Sikoa, which is an interesting enough feud. I'm not totally enjoying what they're doing with Solo because honestly, he's kind of coming off like a joke 90% of the time. And Solo is funny, but I'm really hoping that we get mean streak Solo. Gunther won this match. Royce Keys turns around, gets hit either with a lariat or a big boot. I don't remember, but what he does get hit with is that power bomb. That was 1, 2, 3. It was a wrap. So now we got Gunther versus Cody Rhodes at Clash in Italy. I actually really enjoyed their match at Crown Jewel a few years ago. The way SmackDown went off the air was super dope. Gunther is bragging all up in the camera. Cody pulls him back, hits that crossroads on him, and that's the way the show ends with Cody standing tall over him, which also kind of tells me that there's a good chance Gunther might actually win this thing. There's still one more episode, so whoever is holding up the title or standing tall next week, probably going over in Italy. But you never know. Sometimes tropes are made to be broken. If Gunther does take that championship off Cody, Cody doesn't win it right back. You cannot make Cody a 4-time champion in less than 3 years. That is absolutely insane. You have to move Cody along to do something or anything else. Gunther being at the top of the card actually makes it a lot more fun than just having Cody. I like Cody. I'm not a Cody hater at all. I'm not a Cody crybaby either, but I'm a Cody appreciator. I like Raheem. I like what he's doing. And I actually like his catch line now, or catchphrase now. Easy to find, hard to beat. That's actually really dope, and he should continue to run with that. Even though he's hard to beat, he should be beat at Clash in Italy. So what did you think about Gunther versus Royce Keys? Did you like the setup for Cody and Gunther in Italy? And who do you think should win that match? Let me know in the comments. Carmelo and Ricky Saints had a really good promo together. Like, they were going back and forth. It was flowing very nicely, which actually is very indicative of their match itself, because their match flowed really well as well. A few close calls in that match too. Like, there was one Northern Lights bomb kind of thing that Ricky hit on Carmelo Hayes, which looked like if he didn't tuck his head the way that he did, it might have been lights out for Carmelo, and not in the kayfabe way either. They had great chemistry in the ring. That can be a feud to last maybe a couple weeks until one of them becomes the #1 contender. I want to get Ilja back in this mix as well as Rey Fenix. Ilja, Rey Fenix, Ricky Saints, and Carmelo Hayes going after Trick's United States Championship. That is a great field of mid-card talent that will put on banger after banger every single week. Ultimately, I want Carmelo Hayes to come out on top from that field because we need this Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes feud. Let's get their first match done in Night of Champions, hit their second match at SummerSlam. Carmelo should get that win at SummerSlam, and then Trick Williams try to get it back at a later PLE. I would like to see it go back and forth because nobody wants to see Carmelo or Trick Williams get swept. We want to see a back and forth. So overall, what did you think about SmackDown tonight? I had a really good time with it. I thought it was a solid episode, a good episode. Not excellent, not the greatest episode of all time, but it was a fresh episode. Let me know what you guys thought, and I'll talk to you guys next time.